Every time it feels like the first time.
We're live right now, by the way.
Oh, nice.
It's beaming. I'm just trying to make sure that this is communicating because we're testing a new product here.
Always.
Which shows, of course, we're live and it's working just fine. So I'm going to switch over here. What is up, everybody? I am here with the potato camera on TRS Live. We are here today
Is that our new sponsor?
live talking
Potato
about
camera, what's that?
potato camera. It looks like a potato. You can't really see anything.
Oh.
We'll have to get a new one.
Okay.
I thought we have a sponsor finally. Like, this one's brought to you by Yukon Potatoes, the yellowest.
All right, so welcome everybody. We are here to talk to you about our recent trip down to Louisville, Kentucky for the Archery Trade Association Expo, which was awesome. I think that was pretty much the coolest thing we could have done on a Wednesday through Friday.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, I think that was a pretty cool experience for all of us. I know you guys have been there for quite a while. You've been there a few times around the block. I know for me it was a first. It was definitely a first. Yeah, I mean, I think from start to finish that was pretty great. I know you guys have some ideas of what we want to talk about.
It was really cool seeing Zach on his
He was giddy.
first road. I don't want to say first road trip, but first long road trip out of state. A lot of firsts for Zach. It was kind of fun to watch his things I've seen a lot on the road that was like brand new to him, right? Like government wind farms.
Wind farms. I mean, Zach, why don't you talk for a little bit on what you thought of ATA? I mean, Brian and I, we've been down there a couple of times, and it is a lot. It's awesome. It's mind blowing when you're first down there. You see a lot of cool things.
I heard Zach like, this is super sick.
Yeah,
At least
sick.
a dozen times the first hour we were there. Like, this is
I
sick.
think he said sick so much that I literally got sick on the ride home.
Literally did.
Literally. It was the longest 8-hour car ride ever.
For sure.
So just talk for a while, Zach, on some of the cool stuff that you thought, and then Brian and I will just kind of hop in when we need to.
Yeah, for sure. I think I don't even know where to start. It was just a really cool experience.
Well, started from the get go. We left Wednesday morning, right around 9:15 because you guys are late.
It was supposed to be 9.
And then right away, so we
9.
met him in Oshkosh at the EO Goat down in Oshkosh, and we said 9 o'clock. I was on time to Brian's house.
Yeah, actually, 5 minutes early.
5 minutes early,
That's perfect.
which is rare.
I
Because
like
normally
that.
I'm 15 minutes late.
To be fair, I was on time here.
Yep.
Just saying, I was on time.
Part of me wants to say, even though he's not here to defend himself, Edgar had something to do with that. You probably took like 6 showers before
I
he
agree.
left.
I agree.
After being down there, he took like 4 showers a day.
It was at least 2 or 3 days.
Well, and then before we left here, we were all scrambling to download and print off the passes that you already had.
yeah, 'cause I'm prepared.
It's prepared.
I'm prepared.
It's prepared. So go ahead.
Yeah, no. I was just gonna say, I think one of the coolest things, first of all, was I've been on a lot of road trips to places like snowmobiling, but never for a real purpose like that.
Right.
And driving 8 hours away to walk into an expo center filled with things that I don't really understand, but then learning about it in a day and a half and being able to leave there going, wow, I actually know something about this stuff now, was pretty cool. Boy, what's our... I made a fool out of myself at the expo in front of, I don't know, maybe 6 to 10 people.
Well, you're. Let's not get there quite yet. I mean, because we're on our way down, and we blow through Chicago. The trip actually went pretty fast.
Yeah, I
to
thought
get
so.
Through Chicago, and I mean, we're not trying to bore people with the things, but.
It's probably all the Adam Sandler we were listening to.
Dude, we listened to Adam Sandler.
So much Adam Sandler.
We literally, we had, what was it?
We got all these young kids here now, right? Like, we're getting older.
Yeah.
They don't even. Have you ever heard of Adam Sandler? Well, yeah, I've heard of him. You ever heard of the?
But they don't.
The Goat? Nope, never heard of it.
Yeah, we listened to the Goat. We listened to some awesome, cool things. But like for me, I mean, we're flying down there,
Right.
and literally, what is it? About 2 hours into the trip, somebody has to go to the restroom.
I mean, to be fair, I think everybody had to go to the restroom.
But they were
I
just
had to go.
they're just afraid to say something.
Okay, but in my defense, I was driving. In my defense, I
Yeah.
had like 140 miles to empty. All right.
Well, that's what we kind of like. Brian and I are riding shotgun, and we're like, and people were like, "Oh, can we stop?" And we're like, "Dude, we have like 370 miles
Right.
before
Like,
we
we
even
just
through
left.
Chicago."
Everyone just had all their coffee. And
Yeah,
all that.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
no, we're not stopping.
Plus, some people went to the bathroom before we left.
right, we had to wait on that.
And we didn't even.
Jesus, it's like worse than my kids.
Yeah. So we learned really quick that when you ride anywhere with Brian Keller, Bathroom breaks are very few and far between.
Take them when you can get them.
Take them when you can get them. Like almost.
We got things to do,
yeah.
right?
Well, and we made really good time
Got
to get
things to do.
to begin with. But if we went to have to stop twice, literally 8-hour drive, we stopped twice, and that's all we could do. Like every time you get out, you're like, wow, cool. I guess I'm on 3/4 of a tank. I might as well top it off because we just stopped 10 minutes ago. But yeah, so go through it. So we're in Indiana.
Yeah, we went through Indiana. It was really windy there, like super windy.
Do you
there.
have the footage?
We get about halfway there.
Were you able to figure that
don't.
out? Oh, okay, forget
But
it.
it's gonna be part of it'll be somewhere in the video that we drop. We got there and we realized it was really windy, but we also realized that the government decided to install like at least, hundreds
Hundreds of these
giant fans out in
Giant
the middle of
fans.
nowhere.
And I didn't know that. I
was
didn't
unreal.
until we talked to Zach. Like,
yeah,
I didn't know they were actually producing wind down there. I thought they were harvesting wind. That's mind blowing.
It was news to
Right,
me. I didn't know.
mind-blowing.
Yeah.
I think it was an experiment.
They might be trying to increase gas mileage, maybe.
Oh,
Blowing cars faster. I mean, it was a side wind, but
It was a side wind.
Government's
so
the
actually,
government,
they were slowing
right? They
us
don't.
down, right?
They can't do a whole lot.
They
right?
tried.
Anyway.
So for people, explain Zach what the heck we're talking about.
Yeah, no, I think we were just driving down there, bored, a little stir crazy.
Yeah.
And I think I just blurt it out?
Yeah, you
I
did.
think-
Yeah,
I
you
think
did.
I just was like,
Government
what's going
wind
on with all
farm.
this wind around here?
And then did
Wonder
you
if it has something to do with these giant fans the government put in.
what did that go to your Insta story or your Snapchat?
that was on my Snapchat.
Oh
Yeah.
man, you should probably
That went
share
there.
that for anybody that you should follow you because it's literally
Pretty random.
I've never seen anybody post things as much as you did the whole time we were
Oh, yeah.
down there.
What's a generational thing?
It's
I'm
gen-
not picking on anybody.
No,
but
no.
The first thing in that generation is to show everybody what I'm doing.
Everything.
That's cool, whatever. But I doesn't trip
Well,
my. I mean, I don't even think about it.
The thing about it is like obviously most people check social media
Yep.
at least every 5 minutes. So we're walking someplace and all of a sudden we're like, oh, Zach posted a picture of this thing we just walked by. And with your photography skills, they look way better than anything I would
Oh, for
produce.
sure.
Yeah.
He's like on his stomach taking pictures of stuff. Like, what is going on here?
Yeah, but so we blow through Indiana literally because there's so
Literally.
much wind in Indiana.
We threw the sails out.
Sails,
We threw
yeah.
sails out. We
I think we're getting
I
about
think we have what was an expedition.
Yep.
I think expedition with wind sails. So it was
winds,
green
yeah.
energy. It was
We
great.
we
That
didn't
was
hardly
great.
use any gas obviously because we never stopped either.
Right.
So
Yeah, we couldn't.
We were making gas.
we were making.
I mean, seriously, at one point, I think Eggert was floating.
Oh, for sure.
Where my wife was in the back seat, she looks at me, she's like, Brian, now.
Now.
I'm like, okay, fine.
Okay, yeah, yeah. He had to go. I mean, I get it. And then we learned that Justin just wasn't happy with the fact that we can't stop ever.
Right.
So
yeah, then
He was
I
upset.
you got a
I
nickname.
got a
You
nickname.
got a nickname.
Whatever.
I think
Whatever.
one of the things that I really enjoyed just being who I am was getting to Indiana, getting to the first speedway, and seeing what was that 36-ounce Milwaukee's Bests.
Yeah, those
Oh,
are
yeah.
giant
36
cans.
like a 36-ounce can.
Is
Like really?
that was a big can.
That's
That's huge.
That's a lot of
and what
beef.
else was you? There was
But it was
something.
the sandwiches. So imagine walking into the gas station, buying a 36-ounce Milwaukee's Best and a chicken sandwich made out of waffles.
Oh, that's
was-
what it was.
That's a big thing
Belgian
down south.
waffles.
That's a big thing
chickens
down
and
south.
waffles,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was
Big
probably my
thing.
favorite. That was my favorite thing of the road trip was just knowing that somewhere out there somebody could enjoy that.
Right,
And
for sure.
You were quite upset because you were working, so you could not get that Milwaukee's Best. You had to leave it there. Hopefully, for the ride home.
There was a little tear.
I cried a little.
Yeah,
Just a little bit.
yeah.
But
So,
no, I think
so we get there, right?
so yeah, we got down there. I think the best part was driving through Louisville, getting into Louisville, crossing the bridge, seeing that we crossed right at twilight. Is
Yeah.
that what you call it?
Yeah, you got
Twilight?
some pretty cool shots.
Oh yeah.
So in the video, you're going to see a quick clip of the sunset right behind the skyline from the bridge. It's super cool. It's only like 3 seconds, but still it's there and it looks awesome. Seeing Colonel Sanders in all of
yeah, I was
his
gonna
glory
say,
painted on the side of a building that's not even related to KFC.
Right,
That's a
right.
place I want to live.
Yeah, yeah. And unfortunately, it did not smell like KFC though.
No,
That would have been
it didn't.
exciting.
I didn't even see a KFC while we were
No,
down
that's
there.
true. That's very funny. Yeah.
There was a giant sign in the
Yeah.
sky,
The home, yeah.
but no KFC.
Home of the Colonel.
Colonel
but we-
Sanders is literally 400 feet tall.
Yeah, but we love his stuff, but we don't eat it down here. That's basically what they said.
Right.
So yeah,
Right.
we get there. It's pretty cool. Sunlight's awesome.
Yep.
Or
Then we got to the hotel, which was really off the wall. I mean, that hotel was
A little trippy.
bananas.
Yeah,
There was like buzzwords all over the doors when you walked in. And every time you looked at it, you noticed a different word.
And it was
Yeah.
a brand new hotel.
brand new.
Yeah,
I think
brand
we were the
new.
first first group.
Hilton-
It was
the
the Hilton
Hilton
True, yeah.
Hilton
brand
True.
new.
Very nice. Very trendy.
Very
Very
trendy.
trendy.
Like if you were staying in that hotel, you'd probably post a lot of social media pictures.
I thought I
Right.
went there specifically for Zach.
For Zach.
I wanted him to feel
See,
that
Zach?
place.
Come on. Nice.
I mean, the only thing that I actually posted from that place was drinking a Yingling while walking
man.
on the
Walking
treadmill,
on a
trying to burn
treadmill,
off
dude.
dinner.
he didn't want to get too far from his Wisconsin roots while he
Yeah,
was
I can't
down
do
there.
it.
What is a yin yang? What
a
is
Yingling.
Yingling?
I don't know. It's hard to explain because it's not that good, but it's a beer. It's a beer. It's not that great, but just like all like cheaper beers, like none of them are really that great.
Right.
So they're not that great, but they're from the South. So that adds that twist, that being from Wisconsin. You can't buy it here that I'm aware of. If anyone knows where to buy it in Wisconsin, please let me know. But I don't think you can. So
I've never
it's
even heard
just
of
kind
it.
of a delicacy.
I didn't even know it was a thing.
No. You were enjoying it, so
Like,
that's
imagine if PBR was only available in Wisconsin, kind of like Spotted Cow.
Right.
yep.
But Spotted Cow's good.
Right.
But yet you bought
know.
some for the ride home.
I did buy some for the ride home. Still
Not
got some in
He's
my
got
fridge.
a case. He bought a case.
Two
we had
cases.
we had to stop on the way home.
Just
For 2
So
cases.
here I am. I'm the peanuts here, right?
Right.
I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh my god, now we gotta stop. Oh, we gotta cross traffic on the way out of town. What
And
are
we didn't
doing?
even. We were like 100 yards from the hotel.
Right.
That's
Literally.
it. Literally.
I'm like,
like,
what are
That's
we
called
doing?
convenience.
What are we
That's
doing?
convenience.
We
100
gotta
yards
stop.
from the hotel.
Yeah, I know.
for
it
some.
was fine.
For some, it was.
I was glad we
convenient.
could help Zach out with his
Yeah,
his beer.
yeah. Jamie, you're welcome. she's listening to this. She's not really probably too happy. But anyways,
Hey, she's been drinking them too. So.
oh, never mind. So
Nice.
she is happy.
See, I'm saving 'em.
See, that was
So
smart.
I'm going ice fishing Friday to Sunday,
Okay.
and all the guys from Florida that always come up here and drink all of our Spotted Cow, I'm going to go up there to fishing camp with Yingling and just freak them out because they
Nice.
know that you can't get it here.
Nice.
Right, but you can get
So-
spotted cow is only in
Right.
Wisconsin, right?
And they fly with Spotted Cow back.
Right,
So I'm
right,
just gonna say
right.
I drove with Yingling back.
Perfect.
Works out.
Perfect.
The name is so clever.
It is. It's
Yeah.
it's interesting.
So day one happens, right?
Yep.
So
Day one
Day one.
drive.
Real quick, before we get into day one at the show, I think everyone needs to know we got a huge announcement coming up.
Oh, that's
at the end
true.
of this.
True.
At the end of this live here.
So we have been teasing
Yep.
some things.
we got one of the biggest ones
and,
ever.
and we're
coming.
and we finally broke you down, and we're gonna talk about
They
it
did.
today.
They
So
broke
we
me down.
We will have the man, the myth, the legend. He's gonna be talking about this awesome thing.
Yep.
So yeah. So don't. If anybody's tuning in and kind of tuning out, stay tuned. So day one ATA show. Everybody, we go in. It's just a mammoth building. I don't.
It's hard to even get. It takes you half an hour just to kind of get your bearings, right?
Oh,
you
you have
walk
to.
in and it's like, oh my god, where do we start? Like, what do we do? You know, like,
Yep.
what direction do we go? You know, I always go right. I'm right-handed. I turn right. I walk to the end and start working my way through.
Yeah, yeah. Zach and I start trying to do filming right away, trying to get so for those who don't know, like we went down there, we tried to do as much social media live type stuff as we possibly could. The internet was just saturated.
Horrible.
with
Yeah, it's
everybody.
bogged down big
Everybody
time.
was trying to do what we were doing, except we're doing it way better. And
Right.
there's going to be. So you're releasing a video.
Hopefully Friday, Thursday.
There's
at the
no hope.
earliest,
It's
but
there-
it's Friday at the latest.
Right, yeah. And
Yep.
this video is going to be an awesome. It's like we talked about before we went down there, taking everybody that listens and everybody that follows us to
Yep.
ATA to
And
show
it's
at
cool
a
because
trendy way.
It feels grassroots. It doesn't feel overproduced. It's not going to be something that everybody else is doing. Because I know we noticed, talking media side, for anyone who's interested to know about it, while we were down there, every media guy ever had a tripod,
Oh,
a
yeah.
microphone with a stick in someone's face, and they just talked. And they just talked about their product, and that was it.
And there's a lot of that on YouTube. You can, if you
Right.
want product videos, you can go on
There's a ton of
YouTube
'em.
and get a product video, the same one with 12 different people.
And we
Right.
are by far we're not leading the pack because obviously our content's not out there yet. But I think you're going to be excited to
Well,
watch.
it's a different take on it, right? You're actually going to get to go to the show.
Well, and we were in I think the Fairdyne booth, and the rep caught up with us, and
Right.
he's like, "I'm not talking. And then we're like, "You should talk because it's going to be really relaxed." And
I'll
after
be
he
real.
saw-
I started recording.
Yeah.
Him like just candid, let him talk, and then finally I think he noticed,
Yeah.
and then he finally was just okay with it because
he knew it wasn't going to be your
Interview.
everyday microphone in your face, repeat what you've
Right.
talked about 1,000 times already today.
Yep.
We just told him, dude, just talk. And literally, that's all he did. And by the end of it, like I didn't even need to talk because he literally did all of it.
Yep.
So,
for sure. And I think one thing to realize too is, one roadblock that we ran into with filming this event was when you only have a day and a half and there's just so much stuff to get that we really had to condense our experience for a shorter video.
Yep.
But the cool thing is everything that we ran into and everything that we want to talk about will also be posted in a text-based blog on our website on trsoutdoors.com.
Yep.
So that'll be there for anything we missed. And I think next year in the next trade show, I think we learned a lot from
absolutely.
this one.
oh yeah,
And we'll have some very good content for now and in the future.
we try to do more live content, right?
More live. The live thing, though, is really cool because it gets you interactive with people.
Yep.
So I can see what people are
Yeah,
commenting and what their questions are.
Was that first day we went live? And we had some
Yeah, we
people
went live
asking
at
about
lunch,
some
yeah.
cool things we saw and, what to look for and all that kind of stuff. So,
Yep.
So let's get right back into it. So first day, we're walking around. Everybody kind of split up. Eggert and Justin went to buy stuff to make the store better.
Yep.
And so they kind of branched off. Zach and I started. I mean, right away, we hit up, I think the main booth, we hit up, was it the Raven booth right away?
Yeah, you
I
couldn't
want to
handle
say
yourself.
that was pretty quick.
You and Edgar were both like, Raven.
Oh,
What do they have?
wait,
What do they
well-
have? What do they have? What do they
Well,
have?
and that's just it. Like, how do you take the Raven and make it better? And I kind of talked about it, in the store beforehand, but I'm like, you have to shrink it down. That's how you
Yep.
make that bow, and that's literally what
So
they
you're
did.
a visionary.
And they did.
No, not really.
You're a visionary.
But
man.
how do you take a bow that's innovative and make
Right.
it better? You probably have to make it a little more compact. So by them going to the R26 and the R29, that's how long those bows are. 26 and
26
29
inches.
inches. They feel like
insane.
toys.
It's crazy. That R26 feels like you're holding a little machine gun. Like it's unreal.
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yeah, no, that was definitely an awesome one, especially because Raven really is just leading the pack right
Oh,
now.
when you
with
watched-
all of their
Yeah.
For sure.
I don't even know their new technology and their designs.
Well, you could see it anytime you're emulated. When you're copied,
Yep.
that's a sign that you're the guy right now, right?
And it's not. We don't want to sound like we're like just boasting, just straight Raven, but they are. When they first came out, was it 2017? Nobody could walk with them.
There's some other great bowls out there.
Oh, and we carry
some
every
other great
single
price
other one.
point bowls. Mission's got an absolutely great bowl.
Yep.
And that's sub one, right?
Yep.
That's an awesome bowl. But if you're looking at spending top dollar to get the best crossbow made with the best bells and whistles, you're buying a Raven.
And I look at it the millennial way, where not only is it a good product and it's really well made and it looks cool, but it's the fact that it looks cool, the packaging it comes in looks cool, the case that it comes with looks cool.
Yep.
I mean, they market it to look cool. I mean,
And
they
when you
just
see
do
a
a really
26-inch
great job at
crossbow,
that.
Oh.
That's 6 inches wide when 6 inches when it's
Yeah,
cocked,
6 inches.
right?
Yeah,
That's badass.
It's pretty.
I mean, I'm
nuts.
sorry, that's insane.
It's awesome. But so we have those. So
and how fast was it? How fast are they?
So
again? Do you
the
remember?
26 was 400,
Okay.
and it was the same as which would be the R10.
Okay.
And then the 29 was 430. So their feet per second didn't get any faster. They're still right there, but that's still way up there for crossbows.
That's screaming.
Now, we're
Now-
going to talk about it. 10 Point has one.
Yep.
That's faster.
Yeah, but that's what was the other company? The Scorpion. They had one. It was like 510 or something like that.
man.
like just stupid fast.
How do you control that thing? First of all, and like how do this everything handle that?
I don't have any idea.
We're gonna find out this year. So Raven was phenomenal. Shortly after that, I think the group of the Real Shot people that were down there, they landed on what Brian's holding in his hand, and that's the breadcrumb products. Like we looked at that briefly, and I don't know. Zach's gonna try to get you in on it. So basically, what breadcrumb is it's a GPS tracking system. They make a light and knock, and they also make what Brian has there, which is a unit that you can virtually put anywhere.
Yep.
So it links to your phone, and you guys just help me out here, as I'm talking about it.
So you could put this on your tree stand,
You put
or
it on
a ground blind, or whatever.
backpack.
Yep. It gives you a GPS location of it on your phone on the app,
Yep.
and then when you get to within 200 yards of it, the guy said,
I think 200 yards.
200 yards of it, you can actually ping this. It'll actually turn like a blue, bright, flashing light, and actually you can make a pinging sound, so you can try to find that blind in the dark.
Yeah, the cool thing about that too, not only does it do all that, but just the GPS side, which is something that I really liked about it. I think Brian, you're a snowmobile guy.
Yep.
I'm a snowmobile guy. And if you ever know anything about snowmobile guys, have you ever been out west at all?
No, I haven't.
So neither have I, but I know people who go out west. And I think one of the cool things is you can strap that onto your backpack or your sled or whatever. If you get lost, you can ping that. And if the person that you told what time you'd get a hold of them at, you don't do it, you don't call them or anything, they will actually be able to log onto the app and see where you are for up to 6 months,
Yeah, that's
depending on
awesome.
temperatures.
And it runs off what, 2 AAAs?
Yeah, I think so.
AAAs.
2 AAAs. That's crazy.
It's watertight, so this is something.
And it weighs nothing.
Yeah, there's no. And what I think it's going to be cool for is Zach kind of talked about it briefly as the snowmobiler out west, but even the hunter that goes out west, if you're on a spot and stalk and you have to drop your pack or you drop your boot someplace, you have one of these right there. Now you don't have to track back to that.
Another thing I think
in
too,
the dark,
personally, is blood trails.
Yeah, blood trails is going to be huge.
If you didn't make the greatest shot, whatever, we've all done it. If you can put this on Last Blood, and now you can not have to worry about losing your hat or your glove or whatever else you used to mark that last spot, you can put this there. And now you know exactly where it is, and you can ping that light.
Yep.
You can see that from 200 yards away, so it was in that direction. Okay, he didn't go this way. That kind of thing.
Were we live with
bright.
that, or did we just record that where they had it on the Banks blind?
I recorded it.
Yep. So again, that's going to be in the video, right?
But yep, it's in the video. And one of the cool things about that though is you're in a room at the ATA show. You're in a room full of light. I mean, just light everywhere. An LED light like that should not be able to be seen.
Yeah, it was bright.
And we were how many yards away from it?
Like
and it
50.
Was, it was probably 50 yards, and it was bright as day.
Yeah,
right?
I
It was
agree.
just
Yep.
piercing blue light. So
Well,
that
and
was
then
a
you're
cool
talking
product.
blood trails too. Obviously, like we talked about briefly, they have the light and knock version of this as well. So if you shoot a deer and your arrow sticks in the deer for a while, you can track that knock. And or if you're like me and you miss occasionally, your arrow. Like I should have had one of these attached to my cell phone. We talked about it last time. I lost my cell phone. I would have found my cell phone. But yeah, so the breadcrumb stuff is going to be super cool. We're going to have this in the store at some point when they're readily available, and they can check that all out.
I think it's important too for people to know a lot of this stuff when you go to ATA. Some of it's readily available.
Yep.
Some of it we might not be able to get it till July, and then we might never even see this. I mean, they go to the ATA. This company goes to the ATA.
Yep.
They got this cool idea. If they get 10 orders, I mean, Matt and I might be the only 2 people in the world that think that's cool.
Right.
This might never even hit the market. We don't even know.
Right.
For sure, right? I mean,
And that was there was some innovations area. There was some new product type stuff there. So yeah, I mean, we're getting a lot of feedback. So I'd posted some pictures of these new AVNX turkey decoys. It's a Jake decoy.
you were freaking out this morning.
Oh, and customers are freaking out.
Right.
The thing looks real as real can be, and they want to know when's it available, all that kind of stuff. We're on top of it. Like,
doesn't it have different heads or something?
yeah, it has interchangeable heads. So if you haven't seen it, go to our Facebook page, check it out. It's from AVNX. It looks phenomenal. I can't remember what the new name of it is, or I don't have a price or anything yet, but we are in contact with the rep.
We'll get them as soon as we can get them.
I told Mark, I said, dude, we're going to order probably 100 of these things, like hypothetically, but not that far off because they're going to sell. I already have
It's insane how real it looks. If you took that decoy, put it out in the woods, put a photographer like Zach with it, right?
Yep.
You wouldn't even know it wasn't real.
Well, there's
Like, it's that
people. There's
realistic.
people commenting under like, dude, I'd shoot it. That's how real that thing looks.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Put a guy like Zach knows what he's doing with the camera and lighting, and oh my god.
Well, think about this. Early morning, you put that out there, you're still a little half groggy from waking up at 3:30 in the morning, and the next thing you know, you look at your decoy spread, and there's this awesome looking AVNX Jake. I mean, hammer down, but. Yeah, so that's another one. I'm trying to look at our list here. I mean, there's so much cool stuff there. We briefly talked about why we were down there. The Mohican Sneak, that's a new company.
What was that all? I didn't see that.
That's the carp arrow.
Oh, okay. Do you have that?
Yeah, I do. I do. I just have the literature on it.
Oh, okay.
But so the cool thing about as a bow fisherman, I used to shoot tournaments and all that kind of stuff. For guys and gals who bow fish, they know the headache of taking the point off or, loosening the barb so you can flip the fish. So for those who don't know, you shoot a fish with your bow fishing arrow. Typically, if the arrow doesn't go through it, like halfway through it, you take the weight of the fish, flip it up. The weight pushes the fish down enough. So then you have to reach up top.
Those broadheads got big, giant reverse barbs.
Oh,
on there,
yeah.
right?
They're usually fixed position.
Yep.
And in order to flip them, you have to loosen the tip. Well, if you screw too far on that, the tip can come right off.
Well, that's got to be a mess.
Yeah, and the barbs stay in there. So then you have to flip it. And now you have to switch arrows. And when there's a lot of fish around, that's not something you want to be messing around with. So these guys, what they figured it out is that you loosen the tip. This tip can't unscrew off. And then when it does that, it actually locks the barbs in place. So it's like an expandable arrow. So you literally just flip the the fish off, screw the tip back down, and now the barbs are ready to go.
Awesome. I
So-
didn't see that.
Yeah, so that one we looked at. That one we're gonna hopefully have in store. That was a brand new product. They were
Were
they
they in the innovation zone?
Yeah, the innovation
wow.
zone.
Okay,
so
cool.
we stopped and talked to that guy. Hopefully we can get a couple of those in right away. I mean, I think it's going to be one of the best bow fishing arrows you can get your hands on.
Kind of looks like a Rage.
It does. Dude, it looks just like an expandable broadhead for shooting fish.
Yeah, it looks like a Rage. That's cool.
Yep.
Very cool.
Oh yeah, Rage has we can talk about that briefly too. We can just talk for hours on this
Well,
one. There's so much
That's what we're
stuff.
here for.
They have the no collar system, so that's pretty cool. It interlocks. So again, like with those who shoot expandable broadheads, the biggest pain is the collar eventually. Either some of the older ones, the collar gets weak and it
Right.
rots off, or it's just like it deploys in your quiver. They have it figured out, or I'm not a genius on this one, but you literally just lock it back into place. So if you're stalking through the woods, or you got to put it in your quiver and it pre-deploys, you just literally snap it back into place. So that's
Very
the new
nice.
Rage stuff. Plus they have arrows, because they have Carbon Express and all that kind of stuff too. So, I mean, I can go forever. We talked about Mission, the new sub. What is it? The XR. That
It's
one.
Sub 1 XR, right?
Sub 1 XR. Yep.
That's a smooth bowl.
Smooth.
That's really smooth.
Still has the capabilities of the original
Yeah.
Sub 1 to be let down with the rope cocking, so you don't have to fire it off, which
Yep.
is huge. Anybody that shoots crossbows knows that one of the biggest pains can be
Decocking. them.
decocking your
Yeah,
crossbow.
Absolutely.
So with Raven, with Excalibur, with Mission, you don't have to do that anymore.
Yep.
And it just saves a lot of wear and tear on your bow. So
And that's one of the smoother ones. That mission's awesome.
by far, and I think as far as a crossbow, Mission has probably one of the quietest crossbows. They have a new cam system on it. I mean, again, you just have to, once we start getting them in the store, we'll do our best to get them out there. But this is going to be another cool one. I can't remember retail on
I thought
that
it was
either.
like $15.99 or
15,
something.
yeah,
like
$100
that.
more than maybe it was the
Something
Sub
like
one
that,
was
15
last
or
year.
something. Oh, I like this one.
That's
This is insane.
I'm gonna let you guys talk about the steam bow stuff.
Did you see this?
Yeah. Zach and I went in there. We talked to these guys.
So I'm struggling whether or not this is something that's actually going to ever like hit the market. I think it will. I don't think this will.
Okay.
I think $1,000. It's $1,000 add-on to an Excalibur crossbow.
And it only works on recurve limb.
Only on
crossbows.
Excaliburs, I believe, or is it more than just Excalibur?
No, I thought as long as it's a recurve limb, it should
Oh,
work.
okay.
Now, like that's where you could add it to an Excalibur.
Okay. Well, it's $1,000 retail to add this to an Excalibur, right? But you can literally take a pressurized air tank, plug it into this thing, right? It's got two big pistons on there. You put the safety, you pull this pin, and it cocks your bow for you instantly. It's unreal.
It literally like the
It's
limbs and
crazy.
everything just fold
yeah,
right
it's
in.
crazy.
It's not like it lets us.
Did you get some video of that?
Yep.
We have video.
We have
Oh
video
my
of
god,
that. So that'll be.
it is really trippy
Yeah.
when you see it. And
Yep.
almost you're like kind of waiting because the whole thing's decocked. The limb, like the string's totally limp.
Yep.
Like the on a normal Excalibur, they're fixed, right? They pull a pin on them. They're like this. You take the string, put it back behind the dry fire inhibitor, right?
Yep.
Put the pins in there, pull the plug, and I mean, they're instantly. It's crazy.
Yep.
And I think you could get like 6 shots on a charge.
Well, that's the toy they talked about.
No.
Oh,
You could get. There was a toy crossbow that you had like a.
yeah,
It was like a
revolver.
preloaded. Like you put the arrows in and they drop down one at a time. You could just like cock it and thing goes. I mean, whatever. I mean, who's gonna buy a $350 toy crossbow, right? Maybe I don't know.
You'd
But
be
it's
surprised.
from a BA standpoint.
Yes.
It was really BA, right?
Yeah, it was.
So, anyways, but these tanks, the tank itself, you could get 6 or 8 like loads of the crossbow per like compressed air.
Oh,
tank.
okay. He didn't mention that to
Yeah,
us.
it was pretty crazy.
Yeah. So the steamboat stuff, that's pretty cool.
I think we'll see that eventually, right? I
Yep.
don't mean if somebody's out there and is like, oh my God, I love my Excalibur, that sounds really cool. You watch Zach's video and you see it and you need to have it. We can definitely
We can
get
get
it.
it, yep.
We can definitely get it, but I don't think it's quite ready for the masses yet. I think it's cool. It would definitely be functional,
Well, and it adds weight.
but who's going to spend an extra
Right.
grand on,
Right. Well, and especially because Excalibur, like we just talked about, is a crossbow you can let down. It's
Right.
not that hard. They have a new cranking system. You can literally let it down. It takes little effort.
but
so.
it's badass. I mean, that's pretty
It's-
cool.
yeah.
Technology-wise, that's awesome.
Yeah, they're in that little pistol that you were
Yeah, that was
talking
pretty
about.
cool.
It was a 6-shooter.
Did you get that on video too, Zach? That little 6-shooter?
Yeah, we did.
That's cool,
Yeah,
right?
and it's going to be awesome.
I mean, from a novelty thing, sure, what did it shoot, like 80 feet? I mean, How fast did that thing shoot? Oh, no, it was 80 pounds.
It was 80 pounds of draw weight.
80 pounds of draw on this little crossbow that was like.
And I think the package
crazy.
came with a light and a red dot.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, a red dot and a light.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I don't know. I mean, I get it. It's America. We like going above and beyond for no reason, and I'm all for it. But why?
But these guys
On
were
the
from
little pistol.
Austria.
Yeah,
They weren't even from
yeah.
America, dude. They were from Austria.
I know he's
That's
from
why-
Austria.
yeah.
But why do you think he's here selling it?
And he had the coolest
Yeah,
accent.
right.
He had the coolest
Yeah,
accent.
he was a joy to
was a
talk to. It was,
cool
it
accent.
was pretty
He was a cool
awesome.
guy.
Right.
So Steamboat, that was another cool one.
Yeah, it was really cool.
As far as like the marketing and the filming type stuff, I already used the Fourth Arrow products for my deer hunting stuff. But the one thing that we really thought was cool is
No, what the Fourth Arrow? That's all camera arms.
camera
right?
arms. They have gun holder or for blinds, like fixed position blinds.
Wasn't Zach talking to them about a little something for TRS
Well,
Outdoors
hopefully.
video?
was.
Yeah, I thought that's what I
Yeah,
thought.
like I said, I have one of the Fourth Arrow camera arms already. That's what I try to film my hunts on, and it's
He
pretty.
says try.
Wow. I do.
I'm just kidding.
I did
Film-
a fair job.
Dude, you did.
Filming your
Filming
hunts
your own
is
hunts
tough.
is hard. That's not easy to do.
Sometimes it's either get the shot, shoot the deer, or try to film
I've
it.
screwed up. I screwed up the last buck my dad shot. I screwed it up. I went hunting with him specifically to film it, and I forgot to push record because I got all jacked up. Right? I'm like, ugh. And our part of
That's-
hunting is, I mean, he drilled it too, right? He smoked that deer, whatever, and kid screwed it up.
Dude, that's what gets you fired, though.
Oh,
is
I
if
know.
you're a cameraman,
Oh my god!
if you hit
Thank
record,
God I was working for free.
right. If you hit record twice and you
Right.
not recording.
Well, if you ever watch a hunting show and you're listening to the hunter talk to the camera
Are you
guy,
there?
and they both confirm back and forth 3 times
Yeah.
as to,
you know why?
are you on them? Yeah, I got him. Are you on them? Yeah, I got him. Are you on them? Okay, good. Right. That's why they're doing it, right? You get one shot at shooting that 160 incher on film.
Right.
That's it. One
One
chance.
chance.
Don't have me be your camera guy. That's
Yeah.
why I hired Zach.
That's why we hired. Yep. But anyways, like back to Fourth Arrow also has a company. It's called Winscent, and that was like the vape products.
Yeah, that was literally so. It was legitimately, I think, the same chemical compounds besides nicotine that vape is made out of.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it just vape smokes some scent.
So
and
what
stuff.
you got to be careful with where you put this thing because you might have some dude run out there just try to like huff your vape.
Well, I think a
right.
big thing
deer
was,
urine.
was that heated or no?
I
Was that a
don't
heated
believe
scent?
so.
Okay, there was a big thing. I actually ran into a booth. They were working on like matching the heat signature off of a deer, right? So you put your doe urine in a bottle, whatever. Well, if
Your
it's
wags.
your wags, right? Nice job.
Yeah.
If you put your wags in the bottle, and it's 10 degrees, pretty soon that stuff starts freezing. Well, they actually had a device there where it would the piece itself would interact with the air. As soon as it hit the air, it started getting hot. It actually sat at like 101 degrees for like 4 or 5 hours.
Probably where it comes out of a deer.
Right. Right. Well, that's their point.
Yep.
Trying to keep that heat signature scent profile stuff is way over my head. I mean, it sounded good, but it's kind of,
I'd be curious how it works in like a scrape dripper.
right.
On those November mornings or
I thought that was a cool product. My thing to him is that I think a lot of guys have their own sense that they truly believe in, like Wags. Where we
Wags,
got a lot of people
yep.
that just that's what they're going to use that.
Yep.
Where they were trying to sell their scent along with it, right? Which who knows, might be like 2 years old, right? You don't know.
Yeah.
I told him, I asked him, I said, "Are you going to come out with a dry version of this where I can add my own scent to it?" And he said, "Yeah, we're working on that." And I said, "Well, now I'm all in." I said,
Yep.
"Here's my card. Let me know
Yep.
as soon as I can add my favorite scent to that. I think you got something."
now you got something. Yep. That's pretty cool. So yeah, the Winscent stuff, that was pretty cool. I mean, we're trying to work something out with them. The thing about it the cool that I thought too, and this is not a brand new product for them. This is just something that, it literally works.
Right.
They have wind checkers, like they look like grenades, and you can use them to check the wind, obviously. But they had one that works off a remote, so you could put it out. I don't remember how far, and then you can hit it, and it will vape it. So
Wow.
like if you put it out by a decoy, let's say, you hit the button, it'll send scent
Yeah.
out.
It's a key fob for a car.
Yep.
It's
That's
the
awesome.
exact same thing.
That's pretty cool.
It actually has a trunk latch button.
I
on
mean,
it.
think
At
about it.
least
If you
theirs
hunt
did.
all day during the rut, you put that scent out at what, 6 in the morning or whatever.
Right. It's
How long
not-
does that really last? And that
Yeah.
your second half of your hunt's shot. Zach, you got something?
No, I was just
Oh, he's over there. I thought
thinking.
you
I
wanted
know
to say
we've got
something.
we've been going for like 40 minutes, almost 35 minutes already, and I think we wanted to.
Oh,
move
we can wrap
into
this up.
Talking to Russell. maybe.
What?
If you want to.
Oh yeah,
Let's talk one
I'll,
thing real
I'll give you
quick.
5 more minutes.
Okay, fine, Zach. Let's talk about so Tacticam. Tacticam's got a new. It was a hunting show, right? But they got a new camera coming out. They got a couple new cameras coming out. One that actually allows you to film through your scope.
Yeah, that thing
They got a
looks
mount.
legit.
They got a mount for the Tacticam that actually reflects the light back through. Zach could probably get way more technical on it, but it basically lets you see your scope.
Yep.
Like you're filming through your scope.
You're filming the crosshairs.
It's absolutely unreal.
On your scope. Yep.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the other thing that I'm super jacked about is what is it called? A fisheye.
A fisheye.
So if you film
Can
your
you
own,
see it, Zach, on there? Or?
I mean, I can
if you
zoom
film
in.
your own fishing stuff, right? This is awesome.
Yep.
Number one biggest issue if you're filming fishing is on hunting. You kind of know when
See it?
that you have a general idea of when that opportunity is going to happen. Sometimes, not all the time. I totally get it. I spend a lot of time in the woods, but fishing, you literally have no idea.
No idea.
The camera's got to be running all the time.
Yep.
So what they did is they came out with a camera that will automatically loop over itself. And then based on you preset amount of time, let's say 5 minutes or 10 minutes, when you hit the record button, it'll save the last, say, 10 minutes.
Yep.
So you get on that, you set that hook, you get the fish in the boat, do all your stuff, your interviews, whatever, you let the fish go, you hit the record button. That amount of time on there is saved now.
Yep.
But it just keeps recording. And,
Right.
and when it hits the end of the memory card, it goes right back to the beginning. And when it gets to the spot of what you saved, it just jumps over it.
Oh, nice.
It's absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
And they've got it set up where you can plug the case to the back of the fisheye right into your 12-volt or wire direct to your
Yes.
battery. So you
Yep.
can literally mount that thing, let it run
all
all
day.
day long.
All
Get
day.
every hook set on camera. I mean, that's going to be awesome. We're going to use that a lot.
Oh, and we talked to Ben, and Ben was pretty excited. We talked to him about working with
Yeah,
us
yeah.
on some fashion. Yeah.
And they have the remote. The remote that you use to record it can run up to, I think, like 50 of them, 50 cameras or something. He said.
Brian's boat is going to be lime green this year.
I love that
Well,
stuff.
and obviously we all know Tacticams float. They're waterproof.
I actually didn't know that.
No, you didn't.
I did not know that. I never thought about a Tacticam on the water because it's always attached to my bow or my gun.
So I've taken my Tacticam out and I use it in my Ultra Skiff, and I came over a log that had some crappie spawning on
Right.
it. I took the Tacticam off the holder and dropped it down, and it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. They
It-
actually float, though. I had no idea they floated. Oh, that's really
so
cool.
that's going to make this even more impressive because you don't have to buy an extra accessory for
Right.
it. They automatically do it.
Right.
So yeah, I think Ben was saying springish possibly on this.
I personally can't wait for that. I'm so jacked.
Well, and with that other partnership we got going on, I mean, this is going to be
we're gonna use a lot of
be
that.
legit. So
So is Lance getting ready for us?
I think so.
Okay,
but I'm
so-
trying to get the phone to work, and
Oh,
every
okay.
time I tap into it, it runs for 10 seconds and then just quits.
Okay. Well, we're trying. Just so you guys know, we're trying some new.
new news.
I'm
very
like
new.
always pushing. Like I got it done this
Pushing
morning.
the envelope.
I'm always pushing it. Right. Like we got a live camera. We can walk around the store
Yep.
as we're sitting here talking. It's
And
pretty
that-
awesome.
Well, and that's probably like we came up with this idea literally 15 minutes before we went on air because we wanted Jay Munt to be on the show.
Right. And I still think he's suffering from the meat sweats.
Yo, we didn't even talk about that.
I know. That's why I just brought it up.
Good point.
The meat sweats.
The
Oh.
meat sweats. If you've ever been to a Brazilian steakhouse,
Oh.
you need. They're not cheap. They're not cheap.
They're not cheap.
They're
It's
not
a-
cheap.
it's
I
a-
think you guys had a little sticker shock when you saw the bill. You're like, holy crap.
Well, thank you ATA for helping out with some of that bill.
Like a quarter of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Brazilian steakhouse, right? I'm going to let Zach talk us through a Brazilian steakhouse because you were like,
You were a little nervous about
was-
going to this place.
I was a little nervous, but it was worth it. Like, it was
Oh.
just so different. It's just so different because imagine going to a buffet that you don't have to leave your seat.
yes,
Oh man.
It's the best.
And it's like-
none of it's green. It's all meat.
meat.
Oh.
All of it.
And if you grill meat, you know the second it comes off the grill's the best,
Yep.
right? When
Yep.
you got to put that in the pan, transfer it over, tin foil, all that jazz, right? It's never as good.
It's good, but
not
it's
as
not
good.
This
And these
good.
guys are bringing 4-foot skewers full of meat straight off the grill.
Chicken.
They put
lamb.
it right on the plate next to you. Cut it off onto your plate.
And most of the time,
It's insane.
Like it's so loud in those places. They're like, what are you trying to? Okay, just give me some more.
Right. It's just,
So, and the other way it works too is you have a disc.
yep.
It's green and it's red.
Right.
Yep.
When it's green, they're coming, man.
Yep. They just keep
Literally.
putting meat on
And,
your
and
plate.
they don't stop.
They don't.
Like, you literally say thank you, look down, assess the situation, and look back up and say, yes, please.
You just can't. You're afraid to say no. It's so good.
Oh.
What was there? 15 different cuts of meat.
Oh, it was.
I think it was 15 different cuts
It
of
was
meat.
nuts.
It's
steak,
Yeah.
lamb,
Yeah. Oh,
chicken.
There was literally, I mean, there was
sausages.
everything you can imagine,
Yeah.
but it was better than you can imagine.
And there was times like they cut it and it's like sizzling because it's so hot. And
Straight
you-
off the grill.
And you're like, I'm super full right now, but I'm still hungry, so I'm
Yes.
gonna pop this burning piece of meat in my mouth, and then your mouth is on fire.
What
and
was
you're-
that we both at the same time were like,
oh, was
so
it the
good.
bottom?
I
What do
don't
they
know,
call it?
bottom
The
sirloin?
the bottom
Yeah.
sirloin or
Sirloin.
something like
God,
that.
it was like
yeah.
butter.
Sirloin.
Oh
Ugh.
my god, it was awesome.
So, and why we call it the meat sweats is because if once you like, you literally feel.
I mean, it was an hour straight. We looked down, we're like, we've been eating meat for an hour.
And then they try to like bring you this. Oh, you have these amazing mashed potatoes, and have this other this and that, and our salad bar is like world class. And you're like, yeah, great idea. And then the next thing you know, you're like, I just probably ate about 100 pounds of meat, and then it just sits.
You can just feel it layering
Oh,
itself.
yeah.
Oh god.
And then it turns into a competition.
Right.
Yep.
Who
Because-
is going to be the last one
Oh.
standing? And you and I won.
Yeah, we did.
It was
we flipped at the same
flipped
time.
We
Neither
literally
one-
we had to agree on this. We're like, Brian, if you do it, I'll do it.
Yes. Neither one of us wanted to be the last, but I was starting to feel pain.
Oh man.
I think the best part was seeing everybody go red, flip it to red, and then the second somebody walked by with meat, it just went right
right
back
back
to
to green. Well, and that's the thing, because as soon as that thing's green, like they don't stop. It's literally,
Oh, yeah.
would you like more? Would you like more?
Yeah, it's crazy.
And you're like, yes. Oh, and then your plate's full of meat,
Yeah.
so you flip it to red just so you can consume what you have on your plate, and you're like,
I like
back
what-
to green. It's boom, 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 boom,
I like
boom.
what Zach said. Assess the situation.
Literally.
What do we
I
have
mean,
going
it
on
takes
here?
thought because, I mean, at one point, I'm a big dude. I
Yeah.
like eating food.
Oh, who does?
I look at my plate and there's like 8 different cuts of meat and they're still bringing me more.
I know.
Oh,
I'm like, I don't know
man.
what to do right now.
I can't remember the name of this place, but anywhere you can go.
It was a Brazilian steakhouse. I don't know the name of it.
It was
either.
some fancy
But
term.
that's
It
the
was-
thing. I know there's one in Milwaukee. There's a Brazilian
Yep,
steakhouse
yep.
in Milwaukee. I'm sure there's one
Literally
in
go
Chicago.
out of your way, Google them, find one.
It's worth it.
They're so worth it,
That's
and it's an
awesome.
ATA tradition.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
You have to go.
Because the ATA is paying for a quarter of it.
Yeah. Well, and, yeah. I mean, for you to eat like that on your own, think about the time, the
Oh my
effort, the
God.
bill that it could be.
Right.
Yeah,
For sure.
dude.
All right.
That was literally on
Any
our.
luck on the camera, Zach?
I think we can. We're gonna try and send it.
All right, let's
I think.
send it.
It's full send.
See what
Full send.
happens.
Here it
Full
is.
All right, so we're gonna try and get this ready. I'm gonna let Lance know.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll just keep talking here for a
Yeah,
second.
you keep talking. I'll
We're
let
literally
everybody
trying
know
to
when we cut it.
live stream, wireless live stream from an iPhone to Zach's computer wirelessly through our network, so we can walk around. Because here's the thing, right? We don't want to pick on Justin. I can see it in your eyes. You feel bad. We tried to get Justin to come on here with us, right?
He's probably the funniest guy.
Because Justin, but he just wouldn't leave his office because he's just that busy.
Zach, can you hear me?
Yeah, so I think we're just gonna skip
All
to
right, well,
have our
bummer.
guest speaker.
Oh
come
wait,
in
so
here.
we are still live. Okay, I thought we lost. You said we lost audio.
No, I lost.
Here's
Yeah, I
Lance.
lost his audio. His audio is linked to his phone.
Step
No,
in here.
being
Just try to figure it out quick. We can keep talking if you want to
Yeah,
try
I
to figure this out.
I don't think it's gonna be. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do it now.
You want
in
to try
this
it on that
amount of time.
iPad, or just screw it, or just move
I would
on?
probably move on.
All right,
and
why don't we go
make
get,
sure it's
go
set
get our
up.
guest? All right. All right, we'll try.
Do it.
We will get
that
the-
was
So-
Lance.
We will
Usually
get
I
this
would say
working.
just get it going,
I
but
know.
because about now 45 minutes ago,
Yes.
we discovered
I just said
this
we're
feature.
gonna send it. We tried it. It didn't work.
That's such a bummer.
I told you I was going to come on here and be like, you know what? There's like a 90% chance this thing just goes boom. And it did. I figured.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Technology
gonna
is
get it
always a
working.
letdown.
So, while he's going to grab our guest, I just want to let people watching know we're going to set the precedent here. Is we're going to have a lot of cool stuff like music playing. We're going to be able to do that. We're going to do an
getting there.
overlay video for you
Yep.
guys. We're going to show you. At some point we're going to be able to show you everything that we're talking about without just having to use our hands.
Like
and
this little
props.
studio setup we got this morning, Zach. We literally set it up this morning.
Literally.
Like
Literally.
like literally.
Like we
Literally.
set the whole setup just this morning. New computer, dual screens.
Check it out.
Like right here. See,
We're
this
trending.
is-
I mean, this is
And the fanciest
everything.
part about it is probably that black sheet covering up that amazing looking table.
Yeah, it's a collapsing table. you don't know that though because there's a black sheet.
right. that's
Right,
why we
right.
did
Classy
that.
now.
Oh, you just gave it away, man.
No, but so anyway, so this new software we got for the live streaming's got the ability to cook this stuff up, and you get to know me. I'm like, we're gonna do it. Let's just go for
Right,
it.
right.
Total fail.
Yeah,
Total fail. But you know what? You fail 100% of the times you don't try.
that's true.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely.
So
Could've
far we're 1 for 1.
Right.
We
It
failed-
could have worked out great.
We're
had,
a high
we
success.
had this whole thing staged, not staged, but Russell's ready for us in the warehouse. We're gonna talk about all this great new Great Lakes stuff. I
bummer.
wish you guys could see it.
because he's leaving.
He's leaving for another new show out in New York, another Great Lakes show out in New York.
Like, he just got back from what, Detroit?
Yeah, yep.
Yep.
There is so much new Great Lakes stuff out there. We have got 5 or 6 people buried in Great Lakes tackle. Buried.
Buried.
Like literally Justin has, and it's like you can't even see the little guy.
And unfortunately, he's not a tall guy.
No,
so
that's why I said little.
Yeah,
you can't
I
even
know,
see the
I
little
know.
guy behind just product. It's just stacks of product.
So the
It's
product is like 2
unreal.
Justins
It's
high.
crazy how much new Great Lakes stuff there is. Russell's taking a lot of it to the show in New York.
Yep. But
You
there's
know.
still a lot of product available.
Yeah, like he said, it's going to take us a little bit of time, and most of this stuff's brand new custom. Like you can't get it anywhere else. It's all direct custom stuff from these vendors, strictly for the real shot.
Well, like he said when
It's
he was in here,
unreal.
we're going to be the number
Yeah,
one
it's it.
in the United States. Did
Yeah,
he say
that's
that?
it. That's it. Yep,
Oh,
that's what he said.
Man. Mind blown.
It's pretty crazy. All right, so let's talk about who we got coming back here a little
right.
bit. So we talked about the last show. Here it comes. We talked about we're shrinking the range.
Shrinking the
We're
range.
shrinking the range. We shrunk the range for a reason,
Yep.
right? And that's why we got Steve coming back.
Steve's
here.
rolling
Come here,
in.
Steve.
Come on, Steve. Grab a chair.
Grab a
Right in the hot
chair.
seat.
Get the
Right in the hot
headset
And
on.
we got mixed.
And I was talking to Steve before. I was letting him know we're getting him on the show. He's like, Brian, I got to tell you, I get nervous in front of stuff. I'm like, dude, you talk better than anybody I know. You're a very, very literate man. I want you to be the first person to announce what we're doing. Why we moved the range, the shooting line for the range. Why did we move that?
So, Steve, can you hear us all right?
I can hear just fine.
You need to
Get
scoot
a
a little closer.
This is Steve's first time on the air, so
Yeah.
I think everybody should give him a
Yeah.
big
Like
like.
the microphone very
Is that
close.
close enough?
That's
perfect.
Okay.
Give
they,
Steve a like here.
they brought me in because they couldn't find anybody suitable to help them bring guns into the place.
Whoa!
what's happening.
There it is.
So starting March 2019, sometime in March, we will be a full gun dealer, and I'm talking full gun dealer, like huge gun assortment.
We don't do anything small.
Steve, tell us a little bit about the firearm assortment that you've been working on. Now, you've been here. How long have you been here now?
A couple months.
You got to
Couple
talk into
months.
the mic, Steve.
Couple months.
A couple months.
You've got
There you
what?
go.
You've
There you
been
go.
you've been selling firearms for what? 30 years? Forever.
I sold my first gun in 1975.
I was born in 1980. So, all right.
Be
worked
honest.
I worked for a number of excellent
yeah.
businesses,
Yep.
Yep.
Keep
And,
talking. Yep.
full time, like the last 16 years.
Awesome. So I brought Steve in through Mark Druick, who runs the store. Mark and Steve go way, way back.
Way back.
If you're a friend of the Real Shot, you know who Mark Druick is. He's been here since he started me. He helped me start the business back in 2010.
See you guys.
So Mark and Steve go way back. I told Mark I had a huge issue last year. So service has always been a real big deal for me personally. I can't stand businesses you can't get service in, right?
Yep.
I had an issue with a firearm last year, so not this gun season, but the year before. I ran around. I couldn't find anybody to give me any decent service. We've talked about firearms here at the Real Shot since we opened in 2010, and it's always been, okay, maybe we want to do it, maybe we don't want to do it. After I had that experience last year, I went to Mark. I said, Mark, this is it. We're doing it. I'm done. I'm fed up. I can't take it anymore. I want to deliver the same service we do on the fishing and archery side. It's time to do firearms. This is it. Applied for the FFL, got all the assurance done, met with the FFL agents, the ATF, all that stuff. Mark goes, okay, I got the perfect guy for it, and here we sit with Steve.
Steve, boom, right here.
So no pressure, Steve.
Yeah, no pressure at all.
Well, and literally, so
Sounds like someone's got to step up his game a little bit.
well, no doubts. I mean, you're the right guy. You and Mark are the right guy.
yeah.
Plus Carl.
Yep,
You know,
and Carl.
Mullet Carl.
So there were a few people. I put that teaser on Facebook
Don't
weeks.
beat me up, Carl.
Well, we put that on Facebook a month ago or so,
yeah,
and there were
I'll
a
do
few
that.
people that picked up on the NRA Cup in the picture, which is cool, right?
There's a couple people that actually recognized all three
Yeah.
of us.
Yeah, and they were like, all three of those guys used to work at another retailer in the firearm department. I was like, yeah, they did.
Well, again, it makes obvious because you have a following. We wanted you here because you have a following. People trust you to work on their firearms, so it's just a perfect fit here.
Yep.
I know of at least a couple customers out there wondering where they're going to take their gun because they don't know where I'm at yet.
Right.
Well,
So
here
Well,
you
now
are.
they know.
You
Now
gotta
know.
help us get
So
the
you gotta
word out.
tell them,
Yeah.
if you're on social media, Steve is at The Real Shot. So you need to share some stuff. You'll be able to share this podcast, and all your friends will know that you're here. And
So both of them can.
yeah,
Actually, no, one already works here, so that's
Right.
Oh,
There
yeah.
you go.
So without getting into it too heavy, I don't need to know dollar numbers, but how many guns and what kind of guns are we looking at?
Well, just in the last few days, I ordered a couple hundred.
You
We're-
just got back from Minnesota, right?
We got back from Minnesota. We were at a trade show up there. Had a great time spending your money.
Yeah. People like to do that.
One of the things that I talked to Mark about when he asked me to come in here, I said, you're not just looking for another gun counter that looks like every other gun counter.
Absolutely.
Just a glass display cases full of black plastic pistols and long gun racks full of black plastic rifles with pre-mounted scopes on them. And he said, absolutely not. He's wanted me to use whatever judgment I have to help make it a little bit different. And that's exactly what we're looking for. You're going to find an incredible variety of firearms here. Our assortment is going to originate in my twisted imagination and end up on the shelves here.
Right.
We're talking about
Yeah.
the tiniest concealed carry firearms through the biggest hunting handguns and everything in between. What I keep thinking is the three words are hunt, compete, and protect.
Okay.
We're going to give people firearms to defend their homes, their loved ones. We're going to give them the guns to go on the hunt of a lifetime, and we're going to give them the guns that they're going to want to take to the range and compete with.
That's
Nice.
awesome. I love that.
Nice.
I love that. I wish I would have came up with that. That's really good.
Yeah, that is really
I
good.
like that.
Can
I think we might have to use that, Steve.
we trademark that right now?
I like that.
Yeah.
Sounds
So
like a slogan, doesn't it? It's perfect.
what was it again?
I've already got the site pulled up. We'll be trademarking that right now.
Perfect.
Trademark.
I like
What?
that.
So it was what? Hunt?
It's actually there's a firearm manufacturer out there I just found that uses something similar,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
but yeah, no
Yeah,
hunt,
but in the world, similar is not
hunt-
close
yeah,
hunt-
enough.
as long as we can
hunt,
twist
compete,
it.
protect.
Hunt, compete, protect. I
love
like
it.
that.
So
I like that.
there are some guns here now.
There are got them just after we got that secure storage built.
Yep. They're all locked
No, we're
up.
not actually selling them yet.
Already
Just so
can't?
people know, we're
Nope.
not
Yep,
actually selling
March.
them yet. We're looking. There's a lot of work to be done, right? We got we got software
lot
we're
of stuff to
implementing, and there's a lot of procedures that have to take place. I mean, just from an insurance standpoint, it's a big deal. And we're doing it the right way. Right?
Yep.
That's why we want to get somebody with
Absolutely.
expertise in here. You can't mess this stuff up, right? I mean,
Oh, absolutely
firearms
not.
are very important. You cannot mess this up. So we're
Nope.
doing it the right way. We're shooting for March. I think we're going to hit that time frame.
Yep.
So let's talk a little bit about maybe some of the brands we got coming in, some of the things we're looking at.
Sure, in no particular order. We've got Browning and Winchester, of course. We just got through ordering some Berettas, Smith & Wesson, Ruger, the big
So we
names,
got it.
Walther, Mossberg, Savage, Ruger, Thompson Center, some slightly smaller, lesser-known names.
I'm getting
One
tingly.
there's a tactical line of tactical rifles that I'm very excited about. Just discovered this last weekend.
Oh, awesome.
APF, Alex Pro Firearms. We're going to carry some little pocket-sized revolvers from North American Arms. Some cowboy guns we're getting in from Cimarron, mostly made by you, Birdie. I'm looking for as much diversity as I can.
I mean, you've been around big firearm dealers, right?
Oh, yeah.
You worked for Gander, right?
I did, yep, for
So-
16 years.
Size-wise, and we're talking the Gander assortment of guns here, right? once we grow into it. It's going to take a little
Yeah.
while to grow into it, but that's what we're looking at
To
here.
open the doors, though, it's going to be very
Oh, yeah.
comparable.
I'd say the sheer number of guns that we're going to have on display is going to be comparable to
Yep.
the Gander store that recently closed here in Appleton. I'd say the number of brands represented is going to be much greater.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
That's
Very cool. Very
yeah.
cool. Now we're gonna buy used, correct?
Absolutely, we're looking at buying used firearms and trading in. I think we can be very, very competitive with regard to our offers on that.
Awesome. And air rifles too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So I know my dad's huge into air rifles.
I didn't want to skip that portion.
No.
No, the air rifles I'm kind of excited about. In all the years that I was working at Gander, I could count on not a month going by without at least one person coming and asking if we carried the good stuff.
Right.
And I almost felt like a drug dealer at the time. No, everything we sell is over the counter.
Yeah.
They come in and they're looking for the good air rifles.
Okay. Yep.
And
You're talking like the Marauders and that kind
I'm
of stuff.
talking
right?
about like the Benjamin Marauder and categories up from there. PCP is not just an illicit drug; it stands for pre-charged pneumatic,
Okay.
where you can have a gun that you don't have to pump up every single shot or replace a small CO2 cylinder that gives you a constantly deteriorating ballistics out of your firearm or out of your air rifle. We're looking at getting some PCP guns in here. They're going to use a constant charge level. We're talking about guns that are very, very widely accepted and beloved in Europe and Great Britain. Guns capable of extremely fine accuracy.
See, and the air rifles is kind of new up north, right? Down
Yep.
south, I mean, they're dropping pigs with these things.
Oh, yeah.
They're taking out anything and everything down south
Right.
with these air rifles. I mean, it's a legitimate
They're powerful.
weapon.
And we're planning on stocking some stuff that's definitely going to be capable of that level of performance.
This isn't your Red Rider. This
No.
is, yeah, you
No,
shoot
these
your
are
eye with it.
legitimate.
There's
Yeah,
a
you don't-
place in the world for the Red Rider.
Yeah, right. Above the mantle.
No, we're actually going to have an air rifle range, correct?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
we're working on it, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be able to shoot them
kind
in
of behind the
building.
gun counter over adjacent to the archery
Yep.
range. Don't want to take up any more space we're already kind of
Yeah, I know.
Oh, and that's,
taking a little range space away from our
and that's what led us to
full hunting
talk. Have
crowd.
this, just get it over with, because
Gonna rip the
some people
Band-Aid
have
off, here we go.
mixed feelings about why the range is it went smaller.
Yep.
We needed the floor space.
Yep.
And this was, we've alluded to. Here's some big things. There's another big thing
This
coming
is kinda
yet.
big.
But this is
Huge.
one of the hugest things, if that's a word. And that's why.
It is
I mean,
now.
It is where, yeah, hugest. But yeah, so that's going to be cool. So talk about that capability of shooting a pellet gun in the real shot.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be great. We still have to lay out all the minor details on it, but we're going to have some ballistic cloth up there to prevent any sort of accidents. God prohibit.
Yep.
We have something like that. But yeah, probably looking at 30 plus feet generally. That sort of recreational target shooting with air rifles is done, I guess, at 10 meters.
Okay.
But we're going to have sufficient range that we can stretch it out a little bit. It's all going to be very, very safe. It's all going to be very, very regulated. And I'm thinking people are going to discover that they never really realized what shooting an air gun could be like.
I
Oh,
agree.
right. And so now that's also going to be a test fire range, but then there's going to be the capabilities of possibly renting a gun for
Well,
a set amount. That's, we talked about it. I don't know if I'm, don't quote us.
We've talked about a lot of possibilities, and I don't see why we couldn't do that.
Right.
We just have to work out all the details on
Right.
what equipment's going to be available to rent, what we're going to charge.
Well, and let the questions begin, but people got to be patient.
Yep.
I mean, we wanted to get it
We
out
want
there.
to get this out there because now you know why the range shrunk.
Yep.
That whole space is changing. We got a big 50-foot, right? Is about 50. Is that what it was? 50 feet your counter.
50-foot
End to
counter.
end.
Yep. Looking at
50-foot counter, 2 levels of guns, cabinets of guns. It's gonna be awesome. I'm super excited.
higher grade optics.
I've wanted to do this since I opened the store.
Yeah.
It's
And
just
it's
I had
not
to have
just-
the right time.
And it's just not just firearms. If I'm reading things correctly, it's going to give us the opportunity to expand our fishing department, expand
Yep,
our
absolutely,
archery
yep.
department,
Yep.
expand into that muddy area that of hunting that crosses over between firearms and archery.
Yep.
Allows us to get into waterfowl.
Yes.
Small game, birds, coyote hunting.
Yes.
All those things we've never done before are now an option because why come to the real shop if we don't sell guns, right?
Right.
Or ammo for that matter. I mean,
Well, and that's the cool thing I'm excited about is I'm a turkey hunter, and I like to shoot turkeys with a bow, but I really love to shoot them with a shotgun. So now with these guys' knowledge around here,
Right.
like I'm gonna get the best Winchester there
Well,
is.
okay.
Yeah,
see, and I'm excited
as-
muzzleloader wise. I've had nothing
as-
but problems
second-
with my muzzleloader.
second, yes.
I've had nothing but problems with my muzzleloader, and now we got Carl and Steven here, and I'm like, God, just fix my gun, please.
All right, I'll tell
It's
you
all
what.
Teach
you,
me.
bro. Like
Teach me how to
that's
shoot
the
this
easiest
thing.
gun to use ever.
Whatever.
A couple of great takeaways, one for each of you from this last weekend. Is we got to learn about some new product that's coming out. First, turkey hunting.
Yep.
There's an unbelievable new product from Federal called TSS shot shells, where they're actually loading this with a product, a metal product. I'm probably off on this a little bit. I think 40% heavier than lead.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So they're actually loading this with 9-shot and killing turkeys at bizarre distances. So much so that they offer it now in a 410.
Oh, nice.
We've got some Mossberg.
that was popular last
Mossy
year a
Oak,
little bit. Yeah.
Mossy Oak Bottomland Camouflage Mossberg pump guns coming in here, and the ammo to back them up. Now kids can get out there
That's
and do
awesome.
some turkey hunting at reasonable ranges without busting their
So,
shoulders.
are we gonna carry some 410s?
I've got them coming in.
Oh man,
I
that's
hope so
exciting.
because I
dude.
ordered a bunch of them.
Dude,
That's awesome.
That's fun. It for kids especially.
Yep.
Like we've always been a family oriented
Yeah,
shop.
absolutely. Yep.
Now we're offering this kind of stuff.
As for muzzleloaders, CVA has introduced a new muzzleloader this year, and I'm embarrassed I can't remember the name of it.
Oh yeah, I've seen
it's
it
a
too.
45 caliber. They're using a ballistically superior 45 caliber slug in this thing, and it's amazing. It's using a Bergara stock, 28-inch barrel,
Wow.
and they are claiming that this gun's going to be good to 400 yards.
400?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Again, we got one of those ordered. And,
Just one so far.
we got one star. We're looking at a gun that's probably going to retail about $1,000.
Yeah, I've
but
seen- yeah.
it's
That's
Yeah,
right in line with some
it's
of the
pretty
other ones,
impressive.
right?
no somebody who's serious about wanting to reach out there. If somebody wants to do some affordable muzzleloading hunting, we're going to be carrying those guns too. We're going to have stuff. Muzzleloaders probably sell in the $150 to
Okay.
$200 range, and up.
I have an Optima. It's the best muzzleloader I think you can buy for the money. I'm not sponsored.
We'll have this. We'll have this conversation. It's like cars, right? Everybody's got
Act-
their favorite.
it's a Cascade.
Actually, I've had them. Nope,
That's not it.
that's not it. I've had an Optima for years, and I just love it.
Oh, they're
Nice.
phenomenal. They make awesome muzzleloaders. Are you sure? It's not, I thought it was.
No.
Keep talking.
So what do we got
I'm-
ammo wise? We got huge ammo
Again,
assortment, right?
Ammo again. I look for not just crawling into bed with one company
Yep.
and stocking everything they carry. I spent an exhaustive 5-6 hours yesterday combing through all the ammo available out there that I could find, and I've got we're going to be stocking ammo from Spears, CCI, Remington, Winchester, Federal, Barnes, HSM, smaller line that's got some great looking stuff out there.
One of the first conversations I ever had with you, we were talking about guns, obviously,
Mhm.
right? And I brought up ammo, and I said I want to have a huge assortment of ammo. I mean, obviously, right? It's a big thing that goes with it. Steve started calling off all sorts of calibers and brands I've never even heard of
No.
before, and I'm like, oh my god, what did I get myself into? But I mean, that's that's
Wh-
when I knew you were the right guy for the job because you can, that's
Whoever's
your thing.
doing data input on the ammo when that stuff starts rolling in
Yeah.
is going to curse you for that.
That's okay. I don't care.
Well, I mean, we got plenty of phone calls before we announced that. I mean,
Yep.
looking for ammo. Now we can at least
It's
say
been
we do.
it's been our number one question. I think you could probably answer this too, Matt, when you were on the floor.
Yep.
Our number one question is why don't you sell guns? You have a site on your
Yeah, true story.
right on the logo. There is a site on the
There's-
logo.
Yep.
I've always wanted to sell guns. That's why that's been on the logo from day one. It's just we had to wait for the right time, the right circumstances, the right everything, and then we're here. So that's pretty awesome.
I'm trying to. I can't find it.
All right,
but,
well, let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on. But anyways, yeah, so that's cool. So guns. We talked about firearms. We got it's 2019. It's happening
Yep,
in March.
yep.
Watch for it.
No, we still got one more big announcement right?
Are we
one
making
more,
that one today?
No,
No, no,
one more
no,
big
no,
one
no.
is going to be January 28th.
Yep, 10 o'clock.
Right, you're gonna want to tune in January 28th.
January 28th.
So let's real quick as we wrap this show up here today. So
Yep.
we're gonna start going forward. We're gonna be going live in the show Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 o'clock.
Yep.
Right, I got to move some meetings
10 a.m.
around. 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Yep.
10 a.m. Thank you, Zach.
Every Monday, Wednesday,
Monday,
and
Wednesday,
Friday.
Friday, 10 a.m. So mark it down, right?
Write it.
We got all sorts of cool stuff we got planned: unboxings, new products, guests, all
Giveaways.
sorts of stuff.
Giveaways.
Lots of giveaways.
Yep.
Right. So that'll be
Three,
awesome.
3 days a week.
3 days a week: Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yep.
Right here on Facebook for now. It'll be
Yep.
on YouTube at some point.
Yep.
If
And then
you
we're
want to
gonna
watch
be
them on Facebook,
and we're gonna be
or on
taking these
YouTube,
audio
we'll-
and putting in podcasts. We
Yep.
talked about that today a little bit.
Yep.
You gotta, as this thing evolves for us, we're gonna keep growing. But like this is what, episode 4 or 5 or something like
Something
that.
like
And-
that.
Yeah, we got to start titling these. I can't. This is exciting stuff.
Yeah, no, we're going. There's a lot of changes. Things are constantly be changing. We got a
Yep.
lot. I mean, I wish we could have gotten that remote camera working so you guys could see what the warehouse looks like right now.
Yeah.
Because it's crazy.
We'll take some pictures. We'll get them
that-
up on
yeah,
social
all
media.
right, perfect.
Absolutely.
All right, so make sure you follow us on Facebook, like us, try to help us share this video, guys.
Share
It'd be
it.
great.
Yep. Yep. Instagram.
I think there's a lot of good
yep.
content out here. Obviously the firearms thing's huge. A lot of cool stuff from ATA. Zach's got his video dropping Thursday or Friday,
Yep.
Yep.
which he tells me is going to be awesome. Sick.
Dude, it's got.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see it.
If you use the opening that we filmed while we were down there, that's right there. Is this gonna be the best part of everything?
Okay, awesome. Awesome. All right, well, sounds good. We're going to wrap it up
Wrap it
today.
up.
Thanks a lot, everybody,
Guns
for
coming
watching.
March 2019.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.